So you've left. You finally got the courage to leave. So how do you build the resilience you need to keep you from going back?
In this video, we're going to talk about the 5 strategies, the most important strategies that you can start immediately to help you build resiliency so that you never go back and you become that warrior that you know you can become.
Yes, we don't want you to veer off your healing journey. So one of the most important steps, probably the most important step, is going no contact. I mean, you've all heard that. We've all heard it. Go no contact, go no contact. If you don't go no contact, that means that person is still the anchor hooked around your ankle and you're trying to swim to the top of the water. They're going to pull you under. They're drowning you, okay? So you're going to have to pretend they are in a vault, locked, and you don't have the key. They have to become invisible to you. And I know if you have kids, it makes it a little more difficult, but you can communicate through a parent app, through your attorneys. You don't have to be alone with that person. You don't have to have intimate conversations with that person. If you don't block them, they're not going to be out of your head. Don't search their social media.
You know, I wanted to mention that's something we hear a lot of, and it gets them in even deeper into this feeling of depression and being alone. And that's the worst thing. You can't follow them. You can't want to know what they're doing. They are dead to you. Just like Melissa said, they're dead to you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's the best way that you can start healing is to move past this person.
Yeah, and don't worry about whether they're happy or not. Narcs don't change. The outcome is going to be the same as what the outcome was with you. You were that happy person at one time when you fell in love with the fake person. So this isn't your business, okay? Your business is to recover and get stronger and move forward so you can actually enjoy a life free from abuse. You deserve that.
Okay.
What's another thing, babe?
Let's talk about number 2. And I love this step because I think it's so important for clearing your mind, getting all that negative energy out. Journaling.
Journaling. Yeah.
Melissa, talk about this because she's an awesome expert at this and really saved her when she first left.
Well, from the gaslighting, because
Yeah.
if you've been through it, you understand how they can make you doubt yourself. They make you doubt your sanity. They can twist things around, and then you're questioning yourself or you're defending yourself when you're the one asking them whether or not they did something or not, and you know for a fact that they did, but they're not going to admit it. Journaling, honestly, and this is the journal I use. I love it because it not only lets you journal, but it lets you write down goals for the day, wishes, dreams, mantras, things that can help you get through the day. Because when you first leave, it's an hour by hour situation. So blocking person out of your mind, anything you need to say, write it down. Honestly, probably the first month that I left, everything in my journal was a curse word. I had to get it out. I was so angry. I was so bitter. I was heartbroken. And who was I going to say that to? I could just start screaming out a bunch of foul words.
Yeah, because your friends and family don't understand.
No, they don't. And you can't unload like that, but you have got to unload. So journaling was huge. And I'll tell you what else journaling is all about, because you can even start this before you leave. I did. This keeps you from losing your sanity. So when you write down something that happened really bad, you write it down, it helps you get your feelings out because you know your narcissistic abusive partner will not let you speak. So you're writing everything down. So when they come back and start reversing this on you, denying it, telling you that you did this or you caused that or that was because of you, go back to this. This is your Bible. These are your words. Your truth. You know what happened. You wrote it down. And rereading what actually happened, I know it will be triggering, but it needs to be. Because then you realize, you know what? I'm not falling for it. I know what happened. This is my truth. The more you do this, the more your head will shut down when that narcissistic person is trying to fill your head with a bunch of gaslighting stories.
You know, I think also when we start thinking about, well, it wasn't that bad, maybe I should go back, look back in your journal where you wrote those events down. They were that bad. Don't let your mind play tricks on you that it wasn't that bad. Maybe I should go back. It was. And that's why you left.
Your brain forgets pain. Right. And so you have to write down. You have to believe your own truth. And that's really the only truth you can believe. So like John said, Don't ever convince yourself that it wasn't that bad. It was that bad because you finally had the courage to leave.
Yeah.
And we want you to move forward on your journey to a happy, healthy life.
So let's talk about number 3. You know, we talked a little bit about clarity and about how to clear our minds of all this negative energy. I want to talk about this because this is one of my favorite things. It really is.
This is one of his favorite toys.
Even to this day, 10 years, more than 10 years since I was able to leave my narcissist, I started meditating every single morning, just for 5 minutes. And it changes your whole outlook and your whole day. Now I'm up to 15 minutes a day. I just absolutely love it. And I find my private, quiet spot in the house. I put my headphones on and I put on a meditation. They're guided meditations and they take you through. And it's so you focus your mind. You can really focus and get all the negative thoughts out, and it just is so cleansing.
And you found these people you like right off of YouTube.
I want to tell everybody about that. There's 2 people that I love to listen to in the mornings. My favorite by far is Boho Beautiful. And the reason is both their husband and wife, and both of their voices are just so soothing. And so they take you through this great meditation. Then they give you a mantra to repeat quietly to yourself through a period of time, and it's a powerful mantra. And then they close. But the other really neat thing is they shoot these videos from really exotic locations with waterfalls and waves crashing and
beautiful
rainforests. And it just gives you that amazing peace. What a great way to start your day in this environment. And you can hear those waves crashing through the entire meditation or the waterfall. And the other one that I really like, it's called Mindful Movement. And she really takes you through breathing exercises and different types of things to really help clear your mind. And I really enjoy both of those. So please check it out. Make this part of your daily practice. If you can do it first thing in the morning, it really sets your day up. It really does. So
I do it at night sometimes because I have a tendency to have insomniac. So these meditations actually really help me calm down so I can get a good night rest, because you don't want to go to bed with all those jumbled thoughts. So you may have to do it in the morning and at night. You can't meditate enough, believe me.
If you have any questions about the meditation, please leave us questions in the comments, and we'll be happy to answer those for you. But number 4, let's talk about this. This was huge for me, was getting into a physical activity every single day. You might have been wallowing in some depression, woe is me, and I can't get out of bed. I just don't feel like doing anything. Don't get stuck in this cycle. And it's just,
it's easy to get stuck in that cycle.
It's like it's water going down a drain.
Yep.
It's going nowhere good. So, babe, talk about what you did. When you first
I worked out. I loved to work out. I loved physical activity. I liked doing athletics outside. Going through this abuse just deflated me. It took every ounce of energy I had. I could barely get through the days. I mean, I was working and I was just struggling to breathe. So I honestly started forcing myself. I had to do it. I had to get out from that isolation, because they isolate you. I had to get out. So I just started walking. I mean, I walked for 5 minutes. It just cleanses your mind, body, and soul, because you're in the sunlight, you hear the birds, you're breathing the air, and you're actually away from that closed-in environment that sometimes you find yourself in. You look at it as your comfort zone. It's actually not your comfort zone. You need to get out of it. So I just started walking. I just walked to the end of my driveway and back. A little bit later, I walked a couple times. Then I walked around the block. It made me feel so good that I knew I could start venturing back into things that I like. Now, if you're not comfortable going to a gym or a Pilates studio or anything like that, there's tons of workouts that you can do straight from home on YouTube, just like the meditation. Tons. You could start from beginners, no weights, yoga, dancing, anything to get your body moving, because the one thing we lose when we're in a abusive relationship is our self-esteem and our confidence. This will help you get that back. It'll help you get back to the person you were before your narc stole everything from you.
Right. And if you can do this just every single day, just for 3 weeks, I mean, just 10 or 15 minutes every single day, you start to develop a habit. And it's a great habit. It's a healthy habit. It's one that can prolong your life.
Yep.
I mean, so why not do this every single day? But after 21 days, you're going to really start looking better, feeling better, and you're going to want to do this every day. So you're like, gosh, I'd like to do this for 30 minutes a day or 45 minutes a day. Or now I want to get a Peloton, or now I want to get a gym membership and want to meet people at the gym. And all sorts of things can evolve from this, but you have to start with those small daily steps every single day.
And write it in your journal. I did. And like John said, it's just baby steps. Don't bite off something so overwhelming that you give it up, because it's like if I would have gone back to the exercise routine I had before I met my narc, I would have probably died of a heart attack. You just can't do
Well, you
it.
would have quit.
I would have quit. I would have gotten very discouraged. You have to start small. So start something small and then just stick to it for a few days. If you want to increase it, then do that. But getting an accountability partner is big, even if it's someone on YouTube. Even if it's your MyFitnessPal, you can actually have that, and there are accountability partners on MyFitnessPal. John uses a Peloton. He has tons of accountability partners on that. So there's so many things you can do, but it will definitely bring back your self-confidence, your self-esteem. You'll feel better about yourself. And one of the exercises I did is I found pictures of myself before I met my narc, okay? And I put it on my refrigerator, and then I found a photo of myself literally at probably the worst time of the abuse. The difference in the way I held myself, my face, my color of my skin, my hair, it was so obvious. And so I did little tiny bits of exercise every day for 30 days, and I took another picture of myself and I put it right next to it. Now, did I look like I looked when I first met No, but my face was different. My skin was better. My hair looked better. My eyes and my smile were back. So it's a big thing. And just seeing that kind of difference, it could be just the way you look, the way you're looking at yourself in the mirror. That's a big, big difference, because I know when we leave, we're shell of the people we were, and we don't like who we see. This is a way you can get back to liking who you were.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about number 5. And this needs to be number 5, because all these other steps have to happen first before you do this. And it's getting your passion back. My gosh, this is my favorite one by far. And it's really what changed my life back to where I was before. And I know Melissa feels the exact same way, but you can't do this first. You really need to accomplish these other steps and get this routine going before you really feel strong enough and feel good enough about yourself to say, you know what? I loved to blank before I got in this relationship. Yeah. Now for Melissa, and I love this because she's so good at it, she loved to paint.
Yeah.
But go tell the story, babe.
Well, I'm an acrylic painter, and I had to give it up because it was just too much. I mean, I didn't have that much spare time without my narc just breathing down my neck about do this, where are you? It became such a difficult situation. It wasn't even enjoyable for me anymore, and I just packed up my paints and canvases, and I just said, you know what, this is something I'm just not going to be able to do anymore. So after I left, once I went through steps 1 through 4 and I was really feeling good about myself, I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll give it a shot. It had been years since I picked up those paintbrushes and those paints and those canvases. I got lost in painting.
Yep.
And in fact, John would be texting at 2 a.m. Are you still alive? What are you doing down there?
When she gets into her studio, it's all over.
It is what it is. But it just brings me such joy, happiness, tranquility. Honestly, I would never give that up again. And that's something that you think about. Even if you say, well, I don't really know what I was passionate about. What would you be passionate about? What do you want to do? Do you want to learn how to sing, play an instrument, become a hiker, start belly dancing, whatever? There's nothing out of your reach
that you can't do.
That's
you know,
right.
the important thing though here is, because this really, I get to see this through your recovery.
Yep.
Her narc was really in the rearview mirror at this point. He was way back there. He was gone. She was recovering before she started this step. It's really, really critical that you cleanse your mind, get all that negative stuff out of you, get moving with your physicality, get them way in the rearview mirror where they're not in your life anymore. You're not
and you're
thinking
not
about
doing
them.
something just to get them out of your mind.
Yeah.
You've actually moved
Yeah.
past them. You have done the recovery steps, and you are ready to just enjoy your life
Yeah.
and do something that you're passionate about. John got back into martial arts. I mean, he loved martial arts, totally had to give it up. Got back into martial arts, and he is absolutely loving that. So it's little things like that that bring this joy in your life, and then you realize, you know what, I'm invincible. No one's going to do this to me again.
Yeah.
I'm going to recognize the red flags. I'm not going to ignore them. I'm going to recognize patterns of red flags, because we didn't see them in the beginning. And you, until you know them, which you do now, you can't just pluck them out. And one red flag doesn't make somebody a horrible
Right.
person, but when the patterns start coming up and they start adding up, you know red flags should go off, and you need to back away from that relationship, because it can only go one way, and that's toxic.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So listen,
Anyway.
thank you so much for your time and listening to this, but please make this part of your journey. Make
Yeah.
this part of your life. You'll love it. It's really going to be life-changing for you. So if you like this video, please give us a like and please subscribe. We've got so much more information coming your way, and we want to help you on your journey. We wish you nothing but happiness, and above all else, safety.
And you can go from being a victim to a warrior by just taking the first step.